Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma, Allahumma faqihna fid din. Here we are with our session number 85. I hope you have restful break, and let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I'm going to start today's session with review, inshallah. So the first question that I have for you is, what is the definition of complex idafa? What have we learned about complex idafa? Dear sisters. Okay, let's start with the definition of plain idafa, the one that we learned in our first term. So what is idafa? Yes, it's a fragment that is made up of two parts, right? So what is, yes, in the simple idafa are the two isms together. In what is a prerequisite for a simple plain idafa? What should be the first ism like, and what is the requirement for the ism that follows follows it? The first word is light. Yes. Is there any other condition for the first word? First word is light with no alif lam. Light, no al. Light, no al. Followed by jar. Okay? Light, no al, followed by jar will make your plain idafa. Okay? Now, when it comes to your complex idafa, do we see a ism after a simple ism, or do we see something otherwise? What is the definition of complex idafa? Very well done. Yes, instead of seeing a ism, a simple plain ism, making two isms coming together, making an idafa, in case of complex idafa, you see a light word with no al. You see a light word without al followed by a sentence, right? That is what your complex idafa is all about. Okay, if you see a word that is light, no al, followed by jar, that is and that if it is an ism, it's your regular idafa. But if it is followed by a sentence, then it is your complex idafa, because now it's not going to show its status in a jar form, right? So if something cannot show its status, but we know it is taking a place of a word that is supposed to be jar, what should we write there? If a sentence is coming up as a in jar, in place of a ism that was jar, yes, we are going to call that sentence fi mahalli jarrin. Okay, if a sentence is coming in a place where a jazm is going to be there, then you call it fi mahalli jazmin. If a sentence is there in place of a rough word, in a place of an ism that was supposed to be a raf'an status, you call it fi mahalli raf'an. If a sentence is there in place of a word that was supposed to be nasbin status, for example, your maf'ul bihi, what do you call that sentence then? Fi mahalli nasbin, right? Is it making sense, or yes or no? You just need to know that now your simple word is being occupied by a sentence. When it is occupied by a sentence, you must know that now you are going to call that sentence fi mahalli nasbin, raf'in, jarrin, or jazmin, right? So where did we learn fi mahalli jazmin? Let's do a quick review before we complete our complex idafa. Where do we see sentences that were coming up as fi mahalli jazmin? what did we just complete before starting on? Yes, your jumla shartiya. When you have your jumla shartiya and the shart has been set up by, and your shart has been set up by adwatu shart jazima. Adwatu shart jazima. After adwatu shart jazima, you are going to see sentences that are going to be jazm, fi mahalli jazmin sentences, right? And you will see an answer that is not jazm. Or for example, if it is, for instance, if it is jumla failya, failul amr, if it is jumla ismiya coming up as jawabu shart of a shart that was set up by adwatu shart jazima, you are going to use a term fi mahalli jazmin. Is everyone with me so far? Remember, we have gone over this. And who remembers adwatu shart jazima? Adwatu shart jazima. Who remembers them? If all of you can give me one at least, that should be good. In, barakallahu feek, yes, in is adwatu shart jazima. Ma, all your haruf jazima, right? So, but here, when we are seeing, in, ma, mahma. So when you see lam, lamma, they make your mudare majzoom, if you remember, right? Lam and lamma make your mudare majzoom. We are talking about adwatu shart. Think about adwatu shart that make everything after them, the sentence after them, jazm or fi mahalli jazmin. Isma, aina, ainama, haisuma, kaifama, anna. Very rare, but you may see them in your, tafsir somewhere. You may see them in your hadith literature, right? So small things. Man is also one of the adwatu shart jazima, right? It will make sentence after it jazmin status. Is this clear to each and every one of you? The sentence after adwatu shart is going to be jazmin status. If I give you adwatu shart jazima, you are going to, and I ask you about the status of the sentence after it, you are going to tell me it is fi mahalli jazmin, because the whole sentence after it is going to be fi mahalli jazmin. Okay, not the fail. If it is fail mudare, is going to be jazmin status, but you may also have fail madin after it, right? In that case, what are you going to call that sentence? Are you going to say that it is not affected by in, or it is not affected by ma, it is not affected by man? What are you going to call that, my dear sisters? For example, if we see here, let's see. Fi mahalli, right? Fi mahalli, you will just use the terminology of fi mahalli, okay? Barakallahu fi. Is this clear to each and every one of you so far? How your sentences are going to be affected by adwatu shart jazima in case of jumla shartiya? How your jawabu shart is going to be, if it is not, majzoom, it is not jumla failya mudare majzoom, then you will call it fi mahalli jazmin. Okay, keep that in mind, my dear sisters. Okay, inshallah. Okay, now coming back to what we were doing today. So for today's review, it is very important how you should understand these special mudafs that we see in Quran very often. Okay, you will be seeing this word yawma very often. Okay, so I want you to be well aware of this word and be well versed with that. Okay, so let me take you to a verse and then let's see how we are going to attempt this. Okay, let's start with this verse, the second one first, before I take you to the first one. Qala Allahu, qala. What do you think? When you look at this word qala, what comes to your mind? Ism fail har. What is it? Madin, fail madin. So with every fail, what is the next step? In Arabic, every fail has a file, right? Doer. Barakallahu fi. Very well done. So, qala Allahu. Do we see a doer here? Yes, who is the doer? We have a doer outside it because qala is fail madin. There is nothing after it. There is no alif, there is no waw, there is no ta sakun. So there is the damir probably is damir mustatir huwa, but it has been erased. It has been cancelled by lafzul jalala, because now we are not going to call huwa as file. We are going to call lafzul jalala as the doer of qala. Everyone with me so far? Okay, so Allah said, everyone knows the meaning of qala, right? Qala means said, right? Haza yawmu yanfa'u as-sadiqina sidquhum. So, my dear sisters, this is a day in which their truth will benefit the truthful. So what are we seeing here? What is this sentence? If I asked you, what is this sentence in relation to whatever is before? Very well done. This sentence is coming up as maf'ul bihi. What did Allah say? Right? What did Allah say? Allah said, this is a day. Everyone with me? Any confusion, questions? Ranas, Sister Ruxana, is it clear? Alhamdulillah. Okay. So this whole sentence answered your what question, and what answers your what question is called in terms of mafa'ilul khamsa. In terms of mafa'ilul khamsa, the maf'ul that answers your what question is called maf'ul bihi, right? So now you have a sentence coming up as maf'ul bihi. What is an exact i'rab for it? What is the exact fi mahalli nasbin? Barakallahu feek. Everyone, now it makes sense or no? We will go and look into it. Now we have just started. We are doing the superficial labeling now, and we have to enter into the sentence yet. We have to attempt the sentence yet, okay? So this whole sentence is maf'ulun bihi for qala. So far, have you understood this, Ranas? Yes or no? Alhamdulillah. Now you put inverted commas. In Arabic, in Quran, you will not see punctuation, but you have to learn how to put those punctuation marks by learning grammar. Okay, inshallah. So now here, your inverted commas start here from haza. Haza yomu. If I ask you, what is haza yomu in terms of a sentence, what kind of a sentence are you seeing? Are you looking at? There are two sentences. There are two main types of sentences that you originally learned. Jumla ismiya, jumla feiliya. Barakallahu fi. Yes, it is jumla ismiya. Haza is ism ishara. Yes, it is ism ishara. So if it is ism ishara, it has a i'rab for it, right? It must have some i'rab for it. So if it is jumla ismiya, now think about jumla ismiya and the parts of jumla ismiya. What are the parts of jumla ismiya? Mubtada, khabar, mutalik bil khabar, right? That's what we have learned. That is how we have attempted our grammar so far. Alhamdulillah. So if I ask you, there is an ism at the beginning of the sentence, and you have to give it a labeling. It is probably rough in status. Then it is going to be your mubtada. Now you will just stay in your sentence, in your inverted comma, and you are going to call it mubtada. If it is mubtada, what is yawmu? Khabar. You have learned three types of akhbar, right? I have taught you mufrad ism, I have taught you jumla ismiya and jumla feiliya, and this is little different how we traditionally do Little different from standard. However, this is easy, so we'll stick with that. So, is it a mufrad ism? Is yawmu a mufrad ism or a sentence? Think about it. Think about it. Look at word yawmu yet. Don't go look at whatever is after it, okay? It is a mufrad ism, right? You don't see any, and why am I going to call it mufrad ism is, I'm going to tell you. That is why it is so important to know your complex idafa, okay? When you have this, now when you have to focus only on this part, what do you see here? Yawmu. Is it heavy or light? Does it have al? It is light with no al. Can this be a mudaf? Yes, you already started typing. It is a mudaf, right? Right? Yanfa'u. Give me the labeling for yanfa'u. How will I put, what is the sigha of yanfa'u, my dear sisters? Mudare, barakallahu feek, mudare. And when you have mudare, which is, it seems like huwa, do you look for an outside doer? What is its fa'iluhu? Is it huwa? Is this huwa? It's fa'iluhu or sidquhum? Think about it. Sidquhum. What is raf in status? You will go to that. You will look at your fail mudare. Mudare is in terms of status, it is marfu with dammat zahira. You have an ending with a damma, so it is mudare marfu. Then you will look at the file. When you look at the file and you find out that huwa is the pronoun in this fail, you will look for an outside doer, and you will see for an outside doer what should be the status of outside doer, my dear sisters, so that there is no confusion. What have we learned? Very well done. It should be rough in status. So in the highlighted portion, what is rough in status? Is as-sadiqina rough or sidquhum? Sidqu rough. Sidqu. So now think about it. Who should be the doer? Sidqu, right? Huh? Yes. So hum is the mudaf ilayhi. This is the idafa fragment. Okay. So this is the doer for yanfa'u, and this doer, this file has cancelled the mir mustatir that was there. Now it is no longer file, right? That is how we learned it. Now think about as-sadiqina. What answer is as-sadiqina answering for you? Their truth will benefit them. So the doer was their truth. Their truth was the doer, right? Action, doer, detail. Action, doer, detail, right? So their truth will benefit them. So who did the action? Sidquhum did the action. It was a doer, and the rest action was yanfa'u. Benefit is an action. Sidquhum is the doer, and detail is as-sadiqina, right? And it is answering your who question. Who will it benefit, right? Truth will benefit who? Who are truthful. Is it clear so far, my dear sisters? Alhamdulillah. Everyone with me so far? Okay. Now, when you looked at yawmu, looked at yawmu, it was light with no alif lam. Okay. So you will call it not only khabar for haza, you are also going to label it, because it was light without al. What are we going to label it as? Can we call it mudaf? Mudaf, right? Mudaf, because the first word that is light is mudaf. And can we call the sentence after it, because after it, the second part is mudaf ilayhi. Can we call the sentence as mudaf ilayhi, my dear sisters? Right? So now your mudaf ilayhi is a sentence. What is the status of this part? ينفع الصادقين صدقهم. Let me give it another color. في محل جر بارك الله فيك. Right? في محل جر, right? Or في محل جر. Whatever way you want to call it. As long as you have this jar part there, في محل part there, we are doing good, my dear sisters. Everyone with me so far? Or it's too hard? Okay. Now I'm going to just give you this part because the rest I have not taught you yet and we'll inshallah learn it soon. This part. Inshallah, with more practice, you will get a hang of it, inshallah. Okay. Lahum jannatun. This is a sentence. That part I can tell you. Now you give me the labeling for this. You label it. It is a jumla ismiya. What are we going to call lahum? Jar wal majroor mutaliq bil khabar, right? Lahum. Li, harf jar li with whom, right? Mutaliq bil khabar. Easy? Easy? And inshallah, with practice, we will get there, inshallah. Now I told you, if you see a jar wal majroor at the beginning of the sentence, or you see a zarf idafa or zarf in the beginning of the sentence, followed by an ism that may be common, label that ism as this. And what is that this? Mubtada, barakallahu fi. Right? And you have a slide when I started teaching you Jumla Ismiya, I gave you a slide. On one of the slides, we just did that, if we have a sentence where mutaliq bil khabar is coming in the beginning, and it is, after it is a common ism, we will label that ism as mubtada. Okay. So go back to that slide, inshallah. Sister Faiza can forward you that slide after today's session as well, so that, if there is any revision that needs to be done, you can do it. And that, is very well understood as well. So, if there is any question, I can resend the slide as well. Okay. So lahum mutaliq bil khabar jannatun is going to be your mubtada, and this mubtada is going to be called mubtada muakhar. And what is the meaning of muakhar? Who remembers? Delayed. Very well done. Barakallahu fi. Very proud of you. Yes, very well done. Muakhar, last, or something from akhira is hereafter, last, right? So I hope this is clear so far. Now I will show you, I have started teaching you special mudafs, right? Let me go back to that and then we'll come back to the review again, okay? So that we can have some, some things covered, okay? For you at this stage, my dear sisters, I would want all of you to remember is, idha, yawma, hina, lamma, kullama, haisu as your, these words can be your special mudafs. Okay? Will everyone remember this? Is, iza, yawma, hina, lamma, kullama, haisu. You have to just memorize it by heart. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Memorize these words by heart. Now, why didn't I say that they will always be special mudaf? I did not say that, right? Listen to the terminology very carefully, okay? Listen to me very carefully, okay? They will not be always your special mudafs. Yes, some of them may have other rules. Yoma may have Allah attached to it, and in that case, will it be special mudaf? Can it be special mudaf with al? No, never, right? If yoma is heavy with tanween on it, will it be special mudaf? Will it act like special? No, right? It will not. If hina is going to be with tanween, will it act as special mudaf? No. So keep that in mind. Lamma. How many types of lamma have we gone over so far? Who remembers? 2 types. Can we tell me what are those 2 types that we have done in the class? Harf and ismiya. It is ismiya and it is also harfiya. When it is harf, what does it do? Negates. Very well done. Yes, it negates and it affects your mudare, right? It affects your mudare and it makes it majzoom, right? It makes it majzoom. It makes mudare majzoom. It can only make one mudare majzoom, okay? Unlike in that can affect two mudares, okay? And then there is another type of lamma that is ghair jazima, that acts as your shart word, okay? And it is ismiya, shartiya, zarfiya, okay? So now coming back to, so everyone is with me so far, that there are two types that we have learned. One is when lamma is harf and it makes mudari majzoom in that case, okay? The two types that we have gone over. There is another type as well, but I did not do it in class, so I will not worry about it at this point, okay? The second type is lamma is ismiya, shartiya, zarfiya. It's a noun of time. It's a noun of time, and it is a noun that sets a condition. That is why we call it shartiya. Okay, everyone with me so far? When we have lamma as harf, can it be mudaf? Tell me, can it be mudaf? Very well done. It cannot be. It cannot be mudaf when lamma is a harf. Remember one thing. Your harf are la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. They cannot be mubtada. They cannot be khabar. They cannot be mutalik bil khabar. Okay? They can be part of mutalik bil khabar, like fi suhufil ula. So fi is along with suhufil ula, together will make mutalik bil. But by itself, fi is la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. It cannot be fa'il. It cannot be maf'ul. Okay? So it cannot be mudaf. For mudaf, what was the condition? When I taught you idafa fragment, what was mudaf like? Is it an ism or a fail it is an ism that is light, right? It's an ism. It's an ism, right? You always learned that your mudaf is an ism that has to be light without al, right? So when lamma is going to be a harf, can you ever call that lamma as your mudaf? Will it be right to call it as mudaf? No, it's going to be wrong, right? Because lamma, when it is a harf, has no i'rab. Remember that, okay? It cannot be mudaf. Very simple explanation. It cannot be mudaf when it's a harf. So therefore, remember, you are going to call lamma as mudaf when your lamma is followed by fail madin. You are going to call lamma as your mudaf when you see fail madin after it. When lamma is acting as a shart ism, when it is shartiya, at that time it also acts like a mudaf. Are you getting this point, my dear sisters? When lamma is going to set a shart, is going to set a condition, and that only happens when lamma is followed by past tense. In that case, it also acts like mudaf, and a sentence after it is going to be mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. Okay, let me show you that and see if you have understood it. Okay. Yes. No. Okay. Since we have done lamma so often, I think I may have not put it here, but I can just show you here. Lamma. Can this be mudaf? Can this lamma be mudaf? Yes or no? Adaat. Can it be mudaf? Why not? It is followed by fi'l madin, isn't it? Right? It is mudaf, right? When it is followed by fi'l madin, it is going to act like mudaf. It is going to act like mudaf. Adaat, right? Tasakun at the end, it is fi'l madin. And here, fa'iluhu is damir mustatir hiya, right? Damir mustatir hiya is the fa'iluhu. And lamma, since it is followed by fi'l madin, is going to be mudaf. Here, now let me stick to lamma and then we can go on to do something else, okay? Now, here, lamma ya'tikum. This one, can it be mudaf? Very well done. It is not, because it is lamma, that is harfiya, that is jazima, harfiya, that is jazima, right? Lamma, when it is before fi'l madin, does it make anything majzoom? No, because it is tool of condition that is ghair jazima. Remember that in your slides, you will see adwatu shad jazima and then adwatu shad ghair jazima. And see, lamma is from adwatu shad ghair jazima. Okay? And you are only going to see lamma followed by fi'l madin when it is going to be mudaf, and because in that case it is going to be ismiya, and ism can be mudaf. Okay, any ism can for mudaf, it has to be, number one condition is it has to be an ism. Is it clear so far? It's a lot of the previous concepts that we have done. It's not anything new, but I think alhamdulillah we need to go over them so that we are well versed with everything and we solidify our previous knowledge before moving on to something new. So here lamma is going to be mudaf and the sentence after it is going to be called mudaf ilayhi. Yes, it is mudare. Ya'tikum is mudare, and let me show you. Can you see alamatul mudare here? In this word, can you see alamatul mudare, my dear sister? Yes or no? Ya is the alamatul mudare. Root letters are hamza, ta, ya. So lamma is harufe jazima here. And how did it make this mudare majzoom? There are three ways mudare can be majzoom. Drop ya, right? Is it clear, my dear sisters? Barakallahu feek. Yes, it what did it do to mudare? It made it drop its ya. Okay, the ya is dropped because of lamma. Okay, so here it cannot be mudaf. However, here this is mudaf because it is followed by fi'l madin. Here it is mudaf because it is followed by fi'l madin. And here lamma amba'ahum. What do you think here? Amba'a. So think about it again, my dear sisters. It is madi. Amba'a is madi. Fi'l madin. This hamza is not the lamatul mudari. If it was lamma jazima, what would have happened to hamza? What would have happened to the haraka of the last hamza? Hamza does not get dropped, my dear sister. There are three letters. The weak letters get dropped, and hamza is not among them, right? Yeah, it would have had a sukoon there, right? Hamza would have gotten a sukoon if it was fi'l mudari. And this was the sign of mudare, and then this last hamza would have gotten a sukoon. But here lamma is before fi'l madin. There are some fi'l madin that will have hamza at the beginning as a part of word structure. And amba'a is one of those words that will have hamza as a part of word structure. It is not sign of mudari here. Is this clear, my dear sisters? Yeah, it's little, tricky, but inshallah, with more practice, and when you will learn sir, everything will be more and more easy, inshallah. Okay. So, lamma, when you see it, remember that word as your special mudaf only in one case. It's going to be your special mudaf when it is going to be followed by fail madin, madi. Just look for madi after it, and that is all that you need to do. Lamma followed by fail madin. Okay. Now you have seen in Quran is. Did you? Yes, we see it very often. Is also an ism that we see in Quran, and is going to be, the sentence after it is going to be its mudaf ilayhi as well. So let me show you some examples of is. In Quran, mostly you will see it as special mudaf, and that will have mudaf ilayhi after it. There are some cases where it is not going to have a mudaf ilayhi after it. And then in that case, you will see it with tanween. Okay, so let me show you. Let me just pull it. Here we have. So, can you see is here? Right? So here is, what are you going to call this is? Yes, is after wow. Wow is your just, for now, just call it harf, right? Is going to be labeled as mudaf. And what are you seeing after is? Fail madin, right? And this, so fail madin is a complete sentence, right? fail madin, nahnu fa'iluhu lil malaikati mutalik bil fail, usjudu is whatever they said, so it is maf'ul bihi. If usjudu to Adam alayhi salam, do prostrate to Adam alayhi salam. This is the whole inverted comma sentence is the maf'ul bihi for kulna, right? So this whole sentence overall, if after is going to be called mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarr, right? Fi mahalli jar. Is this understood, my dear sisters? I need everyone to answer. Okay. And this word is again a noun of time. Okay, it's a noun of time. It tells you, and when we said to the angels, you all prostrate, right? To Adam alayhi salam. Okay, so this is the whole thing there. Yes, it's zarf zaman. Barakallahu fi. Very well done. Very well done. It's a noun of time. Barakallahu fi. Very well done, Alina. So proud of you. Always. So this whole sentence is going to be mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarin. Will you all remember this? Okay. So now if I show you when this is does not have its mudaf ilayhi, it is, as Sister Zohra has already typed there, it is going to take a tanween. Okay, remember that. It is going to take a tanween, and you will see it as, let me show you that word. One second, I will take you to Ali Imran and verse number 27. Sorry for the delay, my dear sisters. Here, do you see this word in Quran very often? Yawma izin. Now this particular one is the heavy form for is. Is the lighter form, and when it does not have its mudaf ilayhi after it, what happens to it? It will be taking a tanween, and this is, remember the spellings, the correct spellings, is in, okay? Because we need to be very sure of this, okay? So this is the heavy form of is, okay? When it does not have its mudaf ilayhi. But is, when it is light, you will see a mudaf ilayhi after it. Is this clear so far? Now go back to, let's go back to this Surah Al-Baqarah and go to Iza. Where did we learn Iza? What does Iza do? Oh, repeat. Okay, izin, yawma izin. Here the word was is. It is the same is, but since it does not have its mudaf ilayhi, it is going to be heavy with tanween. So its light form is, let me show you new share. Okay. Light form is this, is. Use my handwriting. And the heavy form is going to be, usually it is going to be after yom, and it is written as izin, like this. Heavy is this. Is the light, izin is the heavy form. Okay. Usually you will see it in Quran, you will find it after yoma. Mainly you will see it after yoma. This one you will see it after yoma in the form of, in this construction, yoma izin, yomi izin, yoma yomu izin, like that. Mu is not seen, ma and mi is seen, yoma, yomi is seen, so you will mainly see it attached to yoma. Yes. Okay. Sister Nanas, is this clear? Okay. Amin Vayaki. Iza. Then comes your other special mudaf, Iza. So can you give me the mudaf ilahi for Iza? And where did we learn Iza? Have we learned it? Have we learned anything about this word Iza? Shartiya. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. So Iza Shartiya is also not only Shartiya, but is also mudaf. Okay? So its mudaf ilahi is jumla failure after it. And here, as you can see, so what do you think? Where is your mudaf ilayhi ending? How will you label this? Yeah. So, qila lahum, it is said to them. What is said to them? This is your inverted comma thing. La tufsidu, right? La tufsidu fil ardi. So la tufsidu. What is the Arab for la tufsidu? What is this, the name for this la? Nahya. Very well done. Why is it nahya? Why not nafia? Majzoom. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters, because mudari after it is majzoom. Therefore, this is la nahya and not nafia. Because if it was nafia, what would be the spelling for this tufsidu? How would we spell tufsidu then? If it was tufsi duna? Very well done. Tufsiduna, right? It would have been tufsiduna. You will add a noon, right? Noonul Arab would have been back, right? But here, this mudare is majzoom. How is it majzoom? What's the terminology for this? Mudare majzoom by dropping noon, hasfin noon, right? Mudare majzoom, we hasfin noon. Noon is missing. Barakallahu feek. All these answers are correct answers, and you have understood the concept very well. Alhamdulillah. That among the three ways how we will see our mudari majzoom, one is by dropping noon, one is by dropping harufe illa, and harufe illa are alif, waw, and ya, not hamza. There is a difference between alif and hamza. We will go over that in detail as well. But for now, alif is anything that is without any haraka. For example, if I ask you, my dear sisters, what is this? After kha, this guy here, after kha, what are you going to call this? This is alif, right? And what is this? Now this one is easy, so you will call it hamza, but let me find something. Okay, what is this? Think about it again. You can, this is again wasal. This is wasal. So is it aliful wasal or hamzatul wasal? What do you think? This is hamzatul wasal, because everything that can get a haraka is going to be hamza. Remember that, because we can read it as al-akhiri, right? If it was alif, you will never give it any haraka. It will not have any haraka. Remember that. And anyways, alif, you don't see it in the beginning. Anyways, so like that, you don't see it like that. Okay. So coming back to iza, you should know the sentence after it is going to be, it's mudaf ilayhi. So since a sentence is mudaf ilayhi, you are going to call it fi mahalli jarrin, right? Fi mahalli jar. Okay. Now let me show you this verse that I have, can this, among the many words, I also have hina. Hina is also something that can come up as special mudaf. So let's see if we do have that here. Let me see. Is it special mudaf here? What do you think? Yes or no? Why not, Sister Zora? Why not? If you're saying no, why not? Hina yarawna. The time they will see. Hina is light, no alif lam. Think about it. No, hina does not have to be followed by madin. It is lamma that has to be followed by madin. Okay, only lamma. Remember that. Okay, lamma has to be followed by madin for it to be special mudaf. But hina, there is no such thing with hina. Okay, so is this now? Now think about it again. It is here. It is light with no alif lam. It is going to be our special mudaf, right? It is going to be mudaf, and I do have hinin. Can it be special mudaf? Can I call it special mudaf here? Why? Why not? Tanween. Barakallahu feek. Yeah, it's a word that can be light, and if it is now with tanween, it cannot be. What about this one? What about this one? Let's just do it, but I may not be able to, hina yunazzalu. Can this be special mudaf? Very well done. Very well done. It can be because it is light, no alif lam. And where is the mudaf ilayhi for it? Where is the mudaf ilayhi for hina ending? Right after it? Okay. So where will we end it? Al-Quran or somewhere else? Look at the verse completely. Quran, right? Okay. In tas'alu. What is in here? Think about in now. Shart. Barakallahu fi. Tas'alu. Tas'alu. Mudare. What's the status? Majzoom. How? Majzoom B. Hasfin noon. Barakallahu fi. What is anha? Jar wal majroor. So if it is jar wal majroor, mutalik will fail. Very well done. If you all ask about it, hina means time. At the time the Quran is being sent down, yunazzalu. Give me the labeling for yunazzalu. Put the Arab on yunazzalu. Mudare, barakallahu feek. And here yunazzalu. Oh, it's mudare majhul, barakallahu feek, and it is marfu in status, right? With the matu zahira, right? Mudare majhul because remember? So it is mudare majhul, marfu with the matu zahira. What is the role of al-Quran? What are we going to label Quran? Think about it. It is rough in status. It is rough in status. Yunazzalul Qur'anu. Focus on Yunazzalul Qur'anu, and then I'm going to take you to, we'll talk about how we are going to connect everything. Yunazzalu, fail mudare, majhul. Now think about these two, okay? These are mudaf ilayhi. This sentence is mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarin. But what is al-Qur'anu? Why is this al-Qur'anu a rough in status after a mudare majhul? So when you have a mudare majhul, do we have a doer or do we have a naibul file? Think about it. Because majhul is naibul file, right? Because majhul is a fail that has a doer unknown. Who sent it down? You. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to now focus on Quran. Allah does not want you to focus on the doer. Allah wants you all to focus on the object here. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is highlighting Quran here by making this yunazzalu majhul. Okay, so now you are not going to see, because it is passive. It is passive, unknown doer. In Arabic, the passive in Arabic, the majhul is called majhul because we are jahil about its doer. We are ignorant about its doer. Is it clear, my dear sisters? We don't know its doer. Okay, it's been hidden from us. We can assume it, but here it's not going to be mentioned. So if you all ask about it at the time the Quran is being released or being sent down, tubda lakum, tubda. What do you think? What is happening here? Oh, very well done. It is light again. So this is light. So where is your Jumla Shartiya ending? Alina, where is my ending of the Jumla Shartiya? Very good job, my dear sisters. Very good job. So this one was light because here Al-Quran is the end of my Jumla Shartiya, right? And Tubda lakum is the beginning of my Jawabu Shart. Sister Zarina, Sister Alina, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And here is your jawabu shart starting, and this is majzoom because of what? What made it majzoom? In. Very well done. Its root letters are ba, dal, bau, as far as I remember. So this is majzoom, be hasful. Harufil illa. Harufil illa is missing here. The last root letter is dropped here because of the weak letter. So these are both majzoom, tas'alu and tubda because of in. And here was your hina. So now in tas'alu, you got your fail mudari majzoom, you got your mutalik bil fail. What are you going to label hina? Hina has to do with time. Hina has to do with time. So what can be the labeling for it? Can we call it mutalik bil fail again? Huh? It's zarf. Yes, it is zarf. So it is going to be, can we call our zarf mutalik bil fail as well? Yes, right? Is it making sense or no? Tasalu, fail, asking. Doer, you all. Right? You all is the doer. Anha, mutalik bil, because of jarmal majroor. Hina, special mudaf. It is mudaf. Mudaf ilayhi, yunazzalul Qur'anu. Yunazzalul Qur'anu is the mudaf ilayhi. Hina, also zarf, right? It's a noun of time. It means time. At the time the Quran is being sent down. So when it has to do with time, in jumla failya, you can call it mutalik bil fail. Is it clear, Ranas? It is zarf, it is mudaf, and the sentence after it is it's mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jar or jarrin. So this is how everything is connected. Can you see how you have to keep things together? And how you will understand the meaning if you know all this. Yeah. And now here is hinal wasiyati. Hinal wasiyati. Is this special idafa or is it a regular idafa? What do you think? Think about it. Hinal wasiyati. Is it complex or regular? Not a special, I must say, it's a simple one, right? A plain one that we learned in our term one. Alhamdulillah. So let's just do another thing here. Is najainakum. Is. What are we going to put here? Because my dear sister, mudaf ilayhi is a common, is an ism, right? When it is an ism, there's nothing, this is light, no alif lam followed by a word that is an ism, that is jar and status, ta kasra, jar and status. So it's not complex, right? Easy, my dear sister. And you have mastered it in term one. So now look at is najainakum. Is. What is this is? Give me a rab for it. And when. So it is your mudaf. So it is mudaf. And this is, it is not iza. So keep it separate from iza. So it's your mudaf. If it was iza, then you will say that it's a shartiya word, right? So it is here, is your mudaf, and it is your zarf as well, because it's a noun of time. Everyone with me so far? Everyone agrees to this, that is the noun of time, and I can therefore call it zarf. Huh? Okay. Najainakum. Najainakum is fail madin, and can it? No, it is madin. Look at here. Najaina. Na is the doer here. And what's the status of this na, my dear sisters? Rough, because every doer must be rough in status. We did an action, right? This noon is a root letter, is a noon. This noon is the root letter. Noon, jim, waw are the root letters of this word, najina. Remember, in Urdu we have word najat. This is the same. Remember that, okay? Inshallah. Similarly, you can see here. So everything, how it is connected, you will keep it connected and you will call it, as long as the whole sentence is going to be the mudaf ilayhi for is, and it's going to be fi mahalli jar, because now it is a sentence that is mudaf ilayhi, not a single word, okay? Is faraqna. So here again, the same concept, right? Is going to be zar, mudaf, and faraqna is it's mudaf ilayhi, and the sentence, the whole sentence is going to be mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jar. Is wa'adna, again the same thing. Is it clear, my dear sisters? Same is atayna, so that I just put it there so that you all have examples and you can understand it. One word that I have put in my in the main slide that you needed to know, it was haisu. Can you see this haisu? And this is in your number 1 slide as well, the special mudafs in Quran, right? So haisu, we see the same thing with haisu, okay? Can you see kharajta after it? What are we going to call kharajta? Kharajta. Mudaf ilayhi. And this is what is this grammar for this? I'm past my time. It's sorry, and I'm going to end the session here. It's madin, and who is the doer here? The doer. Kharajta, ta'fata, anta is the doer, right? Ta'fata is the ta'ul file is the doer, ta is the doer, right? So this is the mudaf ilayhi for haisu. And every sentence, every fail, jumla failure that is tam, that is complete, that has an action, is going to be a complete sentence, right? Every fail is a jumla failure. Every fail that is tam, that has an action in it, is a complete sentence without need of anything else. So this whole jumla failure, which is a fail, madin, is mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarin for haisu. Haisu is a word that is non-flexible. Remember that. It is always going to be haisu in Quran. You will never see haifa, haisi. No, it is always going to be haisu. What's the status of haisu here? What do you think? That's the last question. And I'm going to let you go. What's the status? Look at what is before it and then tell me the status of haisu. Very well done. It is jar in status because of min. Okay? Easy? Alhamdulillah. So with that, I will end the session and we'll continue with a little bit of review, inshallah, in our next session on Wednesday. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And let me stop.